it's my last one right here. I always thought of adapting a Souls type game of some type. And I know one you're probably thinking of, but the one I think that actually has a lot of character, a really cool story, and one that would probably be good for a Netflix show. Hey everyone, my birthday trip to Costa Rica is coming up in September, courtesy of Trover Trip, and we already have people signed up for this, but we need 4 more people to sign up for this trip. So please come in and take advantage of this early bird special, but also the next 4 people to sign up can take advantage of this code right here for extra discount. So click the link below in the description and let's make this trip happen. Also check out our Patreon, which includes exclusive content, including a new show featuring Martin and myself where we discuss classic films. So, I don't know if you guys would agree with this, and I'll ask the question. So do you think that video games are kind of getting to the place where superhero movies were early on, before they really hit hard, are starting, where they were starting to become very successful?
Yeah, they're hitting that point where they're being taken seriously and giving, an elevated treatment. Mm-hmm. That's why you get something like Minecraft. It's such a step backwards from where they're going. But this is what happened with superhero movies.
Yeah.
I feel like we're still at that Sam Raimi Spider-Man stage. We haven't quite gotten to Marvel Cinematic Universe, but we've had some people who know what they're doing, taking a property and doing great things with it.
Well, I think you're there because video games themselves have become more advanced. As technology has become more advanced, video games have been able to tell better stories, have better characters, elicit more emotion from people. And that is why today, because, I think that, yeah, you're right. Marvel has done something that no movie has ever done before, a series of movies has ever done before. Video games have not hit that level, but I do think they're hitting that level now where they're getting respect that they never had before. They're beginning to experience critical success as far as even as in addition to financial success. People are beginning to praise them for things that we didn't think that video games would get praised for before, like dramatic acting, mature dramatic storytelling. And if it's not in the movie, then I think that having TV shows now in the form of streaming and and things like that has really helped video games make that crossover.
What's that?
The fence.
And of course, that's The Last of Us on its 2nd season. That's a lot of people. I wouldn't doubt today if people watched that show and still didn't realize it was based on a video game.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it is such it's very mature storytelling. And the acting and the drama in there is it's top notch.
Yeah, very elevated material. Like it's not a guy hitting boxes eating mushrooms. Like this is some real shit.
No, it is. And now you're starting to see all kind of adaptations happening. And a lot of all different kinds. That was a show that we saw, but man, we got a lot of sequels coming up, a lot of new things coming up. Until Dawn is a horror series that an anthology that could probably turn into a cinematic anthology. This is one that you really love right here. You know what I'm talking about.
Maybe. Oh yeah, I do.
I met a drifter.
Oh yeah.
We fell in love, but the joyride is over.
So even the craziest premises that's getting successful TV series, that's Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal, yeah.
Which is getting renewed.
It's criminally underrated.
Really.
And it's something that is ripe for adaptation because there's no real story there. It's just car combat, and they've taken ideas from it and they've put it into a clever script. And the guy behind it knows how to do apocalypses. It's the guy who did Zombieland.
Yeah.
It was match made in heaven.
And, getting big name talent, Anthony Mackie. So, and that's getting the 2nd season. You say it's underrated, but it's, we're seeing more successful adaptations across the board in movies and television.
Fallout.
Yep, Fallout, exactly. Fallout was Fallout was amazing. And this is something that you've been looking forward to for a long time.
You keep a straight face.
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's, Martin. Hey, you can spend 5 more nights with your boy.
Come with me now.
Damn, that chicken foot got it. Yeah, I couldn't even look at you saying that. Hey, Martin, here's what you looking for, too. Yeah, that's another Five Nights at Freddy's. Hey, not our favorites around here. I know you. I think you gave it full price.
No, I did not. No, I did not. Shut the up. They will just believe that shit. Get it full price. That's what I'm always saying. Crazy.
Not to mention all the adaptations that Netflix is doing, like Castlevania, Devil May Cry. Man, video games, they've definitely, even though maybe you say they haven't reached a level something like Marvel, but they've come into their own now.
They're getting there. They'll be there before you know it.
I think we're actually here on a certain level.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think, before people was, video games were, when people said they were making an adaptation, a lot of people looked at that with dread.
Yeah, yeah, because the director would be Uwe Boll.
Yeah, we get another Resident Evil crazy ass movie from Paul Anderson, whichever. Yeah. So I think video games have come into their own. I think we finally reached that point where we don't scoff at them anymore.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, when them being made of some kind of adaptation. So that brings me to the whole thing here of what would we like to see adapted? What would make the next, and not just something that would be just for entertainment. We can say that, but what would make a great adaptation? What would make an adaptation on the level of something like the next Last of Us, or the next Fallout,
or Mario movie,
or if you want to go to kids level, a Mario movie. Which the thing is with kids movies, kids properties, I'm not too worried about those because those will always kind of do well. Kids movies, horror movies, those will do well. But you have a valid point. I mean, they make they still can make great adaptations.
Some of the best ideas are targeted at everyone, and that generally mainly focuses on kids.
Yeah.
Well, consider that with The Last of Us, the game itself had an amazing story. Storytelling that rivals movies. So making a show, they had a lot of work done for them. But thankfully, they said, this is good, but we're going to keep going.
Exactly. So you know what? When you put it that way, talking about games that are already written with good stories, something that is almost an epic movie within itself. That brings me. Can I start?
No. I was hoping that because I looked at his list and I tried to deviate and have different things.
Okay, so I got two. I'll come in and name maybe a couple of others or something, but I got two right off the bat that I want to name that I think would make great movie adaptations.
I think I know one of them at least.
Okay, you call it when I pull it up. But one, this is almost a no-brainer. Because this story, you could do this with or without a video game. Also, it's part of a genre where we don't see it all the time. So when it comes up and it's done right, it's kind of special.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery.
Sons of Dutch. And you will die savagely.
That's Red Dead Redemption 2. 1 or 2 would make a good story. Or if you want to do them as a sequel, 1 and 2. But I mean, this is a great Western.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the story. Have you ever played this before? Red Dead Redemption 1 or 2?
I played it some. For whatever reason, I couldn't get into it.
Oh man. I haven't, okay, full disclosure, I have not finished 2.
It's amazing.
But from what I'm halfway through it. And
it's long.
Yeah, no, it is very long. But what I played, I was real impressed with the characters. I was real impressed with the story.
The thing is with adapting something that Rockstar makes, like whether you're talking Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead, the thing that I think makes those games great is that it pulls from really familiar movies that are within that genre. Like recently this year, I'm glad you brought this up, I watched Tombstone. And the whole time watching it was like watching a Family Guy referencing Red Dead Redemption the whole time. I felt like I had seen it already.
You know what? That kind of goes to my point. Because these games, they're so cinematic, but they're also pulling from movies. So then when you make a movie based on the video game that was based on a movie or that pulled from a movie, it just feels like you're cannibalizing everything.
I can see that, but I think these characters are awesome, though. I don't know how far you got because the game is so long.
I didn't get very far.
Oh, okay, man. You didn't even hit.
I was just early in it where, Arthur Morgan. I was like, you say that one more goddamn time. I'm
Where's
done
the
with
money,
this.
Dutch?
So you didn't get to the part of the game where there's so much you could do here. Now with Red Dead Redemption, especially with 2, you can play it straight, and you didn't really get into the meat of the story yet.
No, I didn't.
No, and I don't blame you. It's a very slow start. It takes a long time to really
Yeah.
get going. But there's some great subplots in here that would make for great movies if you want to play it straight. Now, if you want to make this a little more original than some of the stuff you're talking about, there's supernatural elements here.
Oh.
And you don't. But the thing is that you have to find them. They don't play a big part of the story.
Okay.
Like there's something with vampires in here.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do. I did it once. You got to do a bunch of shit and then be at the right spot at the right time, and you'll see a guy hunched over where you can get like a secret knife.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a Bigfoot in this. So if you want to take it and add a play it straight, but add like a slight supernatural element to it, you could do that too.
Oh, yeah,
And
okay.
they don't goof it up. They actually play that pretty straight too.
Yeah.
So in fact, they even have for Red Dead Redemption 1, they have the zombie DLC,
Undead Nightmare. Which is awesome.
Yeah. So it's they got time traveling in here. Yeah, there's
Frankenstein type of stuff, and there's like aliens.
There's aliens. Yep. So all these things are not really part of the main story.
Okay.
But they're there.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought that was there's all kind of things you could do with this property. I can see HBO pulling this up and adding making sort of a
Weird
a
Western.
sci-fi weird Western. Yeah. But the next thing, because I think that this would make a great sci-fi horror game. And it's just one of my favorite games of all time.
Me too.
And I'm surprised that you can make a very frightening, very scary game with this. But you could also, I'm sorry, movie. But you could also make a really compelling story with it too.
What have you got, Isaac?
Half the Ishimura's in the red. Engines, hull, the tramps.
This would also be derivative of some things you saw before. I mean, it would be Alien.
It's Alien crossed with the Thing, 100%.
No, you're right. Alien crossed with the Thing. But the whole concept of this is that people have died in this ship, and there's an alien force, alien being, virus or something that is taking the dead bodies and resurrecting them into more dangerous creatures.
Yeah.
And it's it would make for a great film because the concept is great. You could play with great sets, tight corridors. It would be very claustrophobic. The creature designs are amazing. So, this would be an intense movie if they made it. Or show if they wanted to. But,
and expensive.
Yeah.
It would get crazy. And then if they did the second one, oh my God, the budget would go even higher.
You know what? I could see them actually saving money if they actually built sets that could be repurposed and they could use them over and over again. Because a lot of the corridors, set pieces like that would be expensive.
There'd be a lot of wire work for sure.
Yeah,
Does anybody
CG.
use sets anymore? Or somebody just build everything in the computer?
I mean, even the Minecraft movie, they built a lot of physical stuff in there. They just still put schmear on it, but there was a lot of physical stuff they built. But you are right, like the hallways and stuff like that, they could build.
You could kind of work around that, but you're also right. It would take some money to do it right. You can't skimp on this,
especially in the second one where a lot of it's in his head and he's going nuts and there's like illusions and shit.
Yeah, no, if you want to do stuff like this, it's gonna cost money, man.
Yeah.
So and all the creatures and everything. Yeah, it would be, but just a pipe dream of mine if they could do it. I'm not saying that they will. It's my last one right here. I always thought of adapting a Souls type game of some type. And I know one you're probably thinking of, but the one I think that actually has a lot of character, a really cool story, and one that would probably be good for a Netflix show is, you want to take a guess what it is?
Elden Ring?
No.
Dark Souls then?
No.
Obviously, Bloodborne.
Yep.
Long ago, old Yharnam was overrun by the plague of beasts.
Soothes our fears, but beware, the frailty of men.
So I think that this wouldn't even be done in live action. I think this would be great as an animated show or an anime, because it just has all these great gothic cities and settings, but it's combined with a lot of H.P. Lovecraft type lore. Old gods coming down and just changing all the citizens and occupants of this city, and I think Netflix, since they do a lot of these these animated shows based on video games, I think Bloodborne would be a natural for them to do.
I would prefer for it to be live action, but I could totally see them doing that.
Oh, I would prefer that too, man. But you know, again, you're talking about a lot of money.
Oh yeah, and what's interesting about these Souls games, I think that it's similar in the way of Twisted Metal, where it's like there's overwhelming amounts of lore, more than you would need for a movie, and there's enough that they could pick and choose, and they could tell a great story.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna let Martin marinate on his a little bit more, unless you like to go. But Julian, I'm gonna let Julian go.
Okay, go
Well, I thought that Kevin King had like some really great ones on there. And
You want to do the ones that Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was what the main ones that you wanted to go through.
Well, you know
at
what?
least the number one option he had.
I'll
in
just
there.
say this, since we're talking. I say that I think that a lot of adult titles, they make for some of the best movies because, again, they approach a more mature type of storytelling. But there is one kids property, or family-friendly property that I would love to be made into a movie, or I don't know, maybe even a TV show. And it's already kind of been, but somebody else was taking his spotlight. I want him to have his own movie so people know the truth about him. After seeing that Donkey Kong Bonanza trailer, I'm like, I want Donkey Kong to have his own movie.
And I think
Or
we'll
show.
I think we'll get
Didn't
there.
he have a show?
He
he
did back in the day, but that was crap. You know, I want a Donkey Kong spinoff now. Plus, I need people to like hear his side of the story. I mentioned this the other day. I told Martin about this the other day.
About Donkey Kong Jr.
About Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah.
I would love it if Donkey Kong could like be like, man, y'all love Mario, but y'all don't know that dude's a monster. Y'all don't know the whole backstory about all the back in the day how crooked he could be or how mean he could be. This is Donkey Kong Jr. See, look, he's taking his daddy away. Look at that. That's trying to kill a baby ape, man. I thought that was that's the side of Mario we just kind of sweep under the rug.
No, well, listen. The ape was trying to kill him, and now the baby's coming after him. He's probably been like, it ain't between you and me, but if you come for me, I gotta take you out.
That's his daddy.
Yeah.
And he ain't coming after Mario. He's coming after his daddy. He said, release my daddy. We'll go our separate ways. We'll be cool.
Your daddy knows what he did.
Yeah, well, you know what? He should let that shit go.
Really?
Yes. Yes, he should.
All right, next time you mad at somebody, I'm going to say, Corey, you should let that shit go.
Release my daddy. We'll go. Look, you got your girl. I got my daddy. We go our separate ways. Mario's the one holding the grudge now.
Yeah, because he's like, well, tell your daddy to chill out. And his daddy's like, I ain't chilling out shit.
We don't know that. We don't know. He could be cool now.
Yeah. I don't think so.
He says, look, I got my own game. I got my own world. We good.
I could see them getting, though, to a spinoff, but what you're asking for, I don't know. That would be a one-off because they've already established like these characters meeting. It's like they forget.
Nah, Donkey Kong is still kind of a pain in the ass for Mario, but they're cool now. But I just like this character. If they want to do a spinoff from the Mario world, I would love Donkey Kong to have this movie.
I mean, like I was saying before the show started, this is supposed to be a sequel. They're saying there's rumors this is a sequel to Mario Odyssey, technically. And this is the design of Donkey Kong from the movie. This is one of the first times you've seen him look like this in the game.
Well, you were talking about some of the things that Kevin King had.
At least because you mentioned one or two of them, like basically two of them, but the top one that he mentioned, I think that's inevitable.
Man, I might not be able to get away with this music. I might have to mute this, but is it this one right here?
The way she thought it should be.
Well, since we brought this up, Kevin King has some good choices. Kevin King said, if you want to get into something real ambitious, sort of on the level that you're talking about, so you have, this is Grand Theft Auto 6. Mm-hmm. So, man, you've had all these Grand Theft Auto games that have taken place in different time periods. Mm-hmm. And to what you were saying, they are derivative of things that already exist.
Mm-hmm. Scorsese, Tarantino,
Miami Vice. Yeah. So they've definitely taken from other sources. But if they want to make those movies, I think you can make several movies and have them in different time periods.
Oh, dude, you could make an amazing TV show focusing on different parts of Florida,
that would
showing
be cool.
Different worlds, because there's so many different types of characters. But they would have to do something clever with it because as a video game,
This takes place in
incredible.
Florida, so it's all.
yeah, very much
so
so.
they've kind of nailed Florida, man.
Oh my god! It looks real.
I can guarantee you'll be able to call an alligator in to be your ally, man.
Oh yeah, drag them along.
This is what that Florida clown was talking about. They
Florida Joker.
Yeah.
Florida Joker. Yeah, they were using his image. So he was. I don't know if they're using it. Oh, there it is.
It was inspired by him.
It was inspired by him. So now he's like, yo, Rockstar, we got to talk. Give me my money. Like, we ain't giving you shit.
But the thing is Rockstar for years, even like I remember in Grand Theft Auto 4, like anything iconic you'd see on the internet of like someone doing something crazy, they would like recreate it and put it in there just to give it that feel of real life.
Sure.
Yeah, he was saying you could do. I like the idea of a TV show with you, having it take different seasons, take place during different periods, and maybe overlap. Mention characters that were from the last season or time period or what. He said, you could do the same thing with another series, Call of Duty. Call of Duty's come a long way.
Oh my God! Talk about going over different time periods. They've gone from like
World War II.
Yeah, to the future.
To the future, yeah. You know what? I could see that being a TV show.
Oh yeah,
and them doing different time periods.
Do a million things with that. I mean, maybe skip the one that Kevin Spacey's in, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is. And he's really nice looking too. Really pristine PS4 graphics. It's like that's him.
Yeah,
that's that dick grabber.
And you can tell how long. You can see the graphics in this and see how far they've come, man. So Call of Duty, that I agree with Kevin and with you. Like do these in installments, do them in different periods, do them in TV shows,
Yeah.
If you want to do it, be ambitious, do them in movies, but I think a TV show would be good.
Yeah, I'll save my ambitious ideas because I got one really good one that I like. But
Well, you want to get into the ones that you have?
Well,
here?
the number one thing that Kevin King mentioned.
What was it?
It was Fortnite. I think that like people hear Fortnite, they're like, yeah, that game that my kids like. There's a reason why they like it, first of all, because the gameplay is amazing. But beyond that, they've been going for almost 10 years with the game. And there are rich characters in there, and there's tons of them. There are literally hundreds of characters from this that they could just do a story around. Like, the way I like to describe Fortnite characters, what makes them cool is they have that same energy that like a secret character in Tony Hawk had, where you'd be like, oh shit, I unlocked this guy, he's so cool looking, look at this, look at that. Like the banana, Peely, the fish stick guy. There's so many iconic looking characters.
This is Hammerfall?
This is one of their newer game modes that they've had in there. But even these characters, like you can see that they're iconic looking. And there's a lot of story about like heists, which work great for movies. And there's like mad scientists. There's time travel. If you want to know the character to look up Jonesy from Fortnite. Because if they made a Fortnite movie, that would be the main character.
Jonesy?
Yeah. And he's gone through all these different things. He gets rifted, and he goes in different times, and they have so many versions of him.
Shut that out the sky.
Oh, wow. Oh, God, yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh, shit.
I sent over 3.
You sent over 3. Most of these, all of these are for kids, which is good. I think, because some of these, did they not already make something with this?
No, they did not. I almost included one, Ratchet and Clank. They did make a movie out of that, and that was a big bomb.
Yeah. Well, one of them that you have here, and if this isn't a show or something, then I don't know why, because this seems pretty obvious. This is something that's going to be familiar. You'll know this one, Martin.
Okay.
Why you laughing at old Crash, man? What? That's Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, no. I know who he is from the commercials, but I've never seen it in action. And he has such
that
a
run,
goofy
yeah.
run. Jesus.
I love it.
Man, it's been so long since I played a Crash Bandicoot game.
And they are surprisingly challenging. They are not easy games.
Are they still popular?
They just made a 4th one a couple years ago. It's called It's About Time.
Yeah, okay.
And Activision didn't see it as a success, but Microsoft now owns them, and maybe they're going to do something with the character. But I think that this game sold very well, this remake of the first 3 games. Yeah. And if you haven't played it, it is great. But I think that the character design is so good. You know, there's so much wacky design stuff. I think this would be great. This would make it easily be a movie.
Okay.
I just see it working like in the vein of the Super Mario Brothers movie, doing something similar.
I'm not, and this is not me arguing with you, but do you think that character is still popular enough to do something with?
That's one of the things that was kind of tough of trying to find stuff that is popular. I don't think it's Mario level.
No,
at
of course
all.
not.
But
Sonic level, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't even think it's Sonic level.
Not right now. Sonic has definitely grown in the last few years, but I feel like if a trailer came out tomorrow for Crash or the other ones that I have, people would be like, "Oh shit, I love that guy. I'm glad to see him back." But if they release another game, it could be big again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go to your second one here.
You're toast.
And that's Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, and for all the same reasons I said that Crash Bandicoot could make a great movie, I think that would be a lot of fun too.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think Tom Kenny is the voice of Spyro. I'm not sure.
Nice. I have fun memories of Spyro. I don't think I've ever played a game. I've never played a Spyro game, but
You
I
would
remember,
like it. They're
really,
they're not, the first one at least, not very hard and really fun to go through. It's one of those collectathon games that doesn't feel like a collectathon game.
Okay. Unless you have any more. This is the third one that you gave me, the last
I got
one.
one more I'll mention after that you don't need a reference for, but yeah, this one. I thought this was just funny and kind of similar to something that was a big success.
Okay.
The opposite, if you will.
Greed is good, even if you have to pile drive your enemy to do so.
Even if you have to pile drive your enemies to do so.
Get ready for some real greed.
Okay. I don't know if that's kid friendly, but what's that's Wario.
Yeah, and it shows a little bit of gameplay because Wario is the opposite of Mario, and his gameplay is very different than the Mario game. I think that would be a fun angle for them to go on after they do the Mario movies, because eventually they're going to get to that.
You got anything, man?
I do. I have some things, but the thing that really springs to mind, it's something that the idea of it is very B-movie-ish, but I would like to see it done not in a B-movie way, which I know they if they can do that, tends to be the way they'll go, but it would make it schlocky. But I was like, no, don't do that. Make it more serious. And anyway, the idea is Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh, Wolfenstein. Yeah, Wolfenstein, man. Wolfenstein is a favorite.
Because when you play, it's a hardcore World War II movie, and then supernatural stuff starts, leaking in. And then you're like, wait, I'm full on fighting zombies here.
Yeah. Wolfenstein is great, man. Let me see.
America? I guess they don't have the fighting spirit no more. They just do whatever the fucking Fuhrer tells them to do.
Is this from Fox News today?
No, right?
Yeah. This is
yeah.
Man,
at some point, the Nazis win.
taking an alternative reality sci-fi take on World War II winning, and then Nazis take over and the resistance and everything. That would be great. Yeah, I agree with you. You already got perfect casting for what's his name? B.J.
Blazkowicz.
B.J. Blazkowicz. You know what I'm thinking of.
Who?
Come on now. Look at him.
Oh, Jack Reacher?
Yeah.
Alan Ritchson.
Exactly.
Holy
Hell yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Look at that, man.
Perfect.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I want it just so you get cast.
Now that you say it, now I can't see anybody else.
I think that the games are pretty funny, though. They would have, there's some larger-than-life characters.
Oh, for sure there are.
Got anything else?
Well.
Yeah, one more? Because this is one more.
Well, okay, one more. It's been done, but it deserves a second chance. Uncharted.
Yeah, listen, everybody would agree with you on that. Uncharted, man, that goddamn movie. Yeah, give them a chance to do it right. You know what, Martin? You're getting an Uncharted 2 coming soon. Not the one you want. But yeah, man, I agree with you that they should definitely have done this the right way. It's hard to tell now when we would get a proper adaptation because they've already done it. But
You ever wonder, different choices, how we might have ended up.
The long-lost legendary pirate you told me.
And these are great games.
Yeah.
Great games.
Very fun.
Yeah.
I love the fourth one.
I'm sad that they messed up any chance of doing this right anytime soon.
In our lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. I went with like 80-something years old.
You know, it's interesting when he's doing those things, all those near death stunts and all. In the movie, it's like, oh, but you know he's gonna live because the story has to keep going.
Yeah.
But when you're playing, it's like, I don't know because I'm gonna die.
Because you're not, and you know what? You do several times.
Yeah, you did several times, and you're like, what if I can't ever make it past this point?
Yeah. Well, there you go, y'all. And I know everybody has. I mean, look, it's so many games out there that could probably be made into a movie or a show.
It's Far Cry.
You
That
know,
was one I had on
well,
my
that's
list.
already one.
They already made that?
With what's his name?
Your boy.
Who?
Yeah, Uwe.
Uwe Boll. You're bold.
Did they really?
Yeah, it's
sure
awful.
did. Of course.
Unwatchable. It's but even for his standard, like it's way worse.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
But there's a bunch, like just to run through really quick before we end this. I think Black Myth Wukong, because of how big that
The
was.
monkey game.
Yeah, how big that was in China. That would be a box office smash hit. Plants vs. Zombies, I think, is really iconic. Rocket League would be crazy, which is soccer with cars.
Yeah.
And just as far as ones that have been done, but they need to do them right, Doom and Halo. Both of those could be amazing movies.
And none of y'all said Gods of War, huh?
Oh, that's already coming.
It's
it's
in
Amazon.
production hell.
Yeah, Amazon said that they were working on it, so I
Okay.
don't know. But the one that's probably obvious, and they said they're working on it, but they stopped. But I don't know. They'll probably pick it up again. Is this one right here?
Make of thyselves that which ye desire, amounting only to sacrifices.
That's Elden Ring, of course, for those who played it. That's the only one that I would be a little dubious about. I love the game, but there's so much stuff in that
And
game.
it's also what makes the game like go to that next level is that it's kind of a make your own adventure.
Yeah, this is a hard one for me. Look, if they could make a good movie out of
yeah.
it. They could take elements from this and make a great movie if they wanted to. But yeah, the whole thing with the game is that you're exploring this world, and you know, and it's huge. And you'll find stories that you never thought they could even fit in here. You'll find places and locations that you never thought that you could fit in this game. So, and you know, a lot of it is, you know, you're playing a character that doesn't have any real personality. You know, the character's you. So it's
Hey, what are you trying to say?
like as long as it's not you. Somebody said do it in CGI. Listen, I'm not opposed to them doing it, but you're right. The sense of discovery with this game is really
animation, live action, however you did it, you would have to adapt it. Like, it's going to sound weird, but just like how they did Twisted Metal, pick and choose the good ideas and the strong characters and then go from there.
Yeah.
Don't try to make it accurate because that's impossible.
All right, John.
But what they really need to adapt, Duck Hunt.
So we're gonna go to the box office.
Yeah. The top 5.
Well, would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.